Hi there. In this video, we're going to look at principle number 4, which is maintaining proper maai, which is Japanese for distance. Right now, what is the right distance? I would say it's about 6 feet, 2 meters. Right now, there might be occasions where you can't do that, i.e., in a crowded place, public place. But if possible, 6 feet, 2 meters. And the reason for that, right, is it gives an average person the time to react. Right, most people, the reasonable reaction time can react to 6 feet away. Okay, any less than that, you're giving the aggressor the opportunity to attack or rush you. Right, so you need to maintain about at least 6 feet, 2 meters. Right, just let me check my notes here for a second. Right, the exception being, right, is if you're full of adrenaline or you're full of fear. Right, and what usually happens there is if you're full of adrenaline and you're full of fear, you're usually going to have tunnel vision as well. Right, so you need to keep it 6 feet, 2 meters. Now, the other thing you need to remember here is where to focus. Right, you want to focus on the hands. Right, do not focus on the eyes. Right, because this ends up, you'll end up in a staring contest and you'll end up with tunnel vision. Right, unless you've got exceptionally good peripheral vision, you could get caught out. So it's no good policy to look people in the eyes. I know people turn and say stupid stuff like, "Oh, the eyes are the window to the soul, and if you look them in the eyes, you'll know exactly what they're going to do." No, don't agree with that. The only thing that happens when you look somebody in the eyes is you end up getting a staring match, or you end up with tunnel vision, right? Which is no good to anybody. Now, if you can, another good policy beforehand, obviously, is to practice your peripheral vision and train your peripheral vision. Right? Now, people have got a multitude of ways of doing that, right? You know, like Muhammad Ali used to train supposedly catching flies, right? Well, I wouldn't recommend that, right? My personal way, and this was over 30 years ago, I was fortunate enough to learn to juggle. And what happens when you learn to juggle properly? It improves not only your reflexes, right, but it also improves your peripheral. You can see things in your peripheral vision, right? You'd be amazed how much your peripheral vision improves if you learn to juggle, right? So it's very easy. All you need to do is buy a cheap set of juggling balls, 3 obviously, and obviously get somebody to teach you off, or if you already know, great, get back into it. I personally have still got juggling balls that I'm going to start doing myself to improve my reflexes, improve my peripheral vision, right? So you need to focus on the hands. Now, if the hands are out here or somewhere, right, then just look at their chest. Don't look at the eyes. Don't look at their shoulders. Yes, this is another thing, right? When I done a wee bit of boxing years ago, right, I always heard boxers saying things like, oh, look at the shoulder, right? The shoulder moves, the hand moves, right? No, the hands are the thing, right? Nobody hits you with their eyes, nobody hits you with their shoulder unless there's some kind of Chinese kung fu martial artist that specialises in that, right? But most of the time it's going to be the hands, so you need to be looking at the hands. And if the hands are here, great. If they're out here, just look at their chest and use your peripheral vision to look at the hands, right? You'll soon, if you develop your peripheral vision, it doesn't matter if they go at you, you'll see it, right? It's amazing how much you can train it. Now, let me see. Right, if they move, this is the other thing as well. Try and keep the 6 feet distance. Focus on the hands, no their eyes, no their shoulders, no anything else, right? If you focus on the eyes, you're going to end up a staring match. You don't want that because you'll be tunnel vision. I can assure you, especially if fear is involved, especially if adrenaline is involved, you're going to have tunnel vision, right? And you don't want that. You want to keep your distance. And you want to see everything. But focus on the hands. Now, if they move towards you, then you go to assume that they're moving forward to hurt you, not to shake your hand or say they're sorry or any nonsense, right? They're going to hurt you, right? So if they move forward, if they shorten that gap, right? Now what you need to be doing, and you need to do this aggressively. You need to be shouting at them. Whatever phrase you use, I would just say something like, I would shout, "Fucking stay where you are," and I would shout that aggressively. Right? Fucking stay where you are, right there. Now, if you say that loud enough and aggressively enough, most people are going to kind of flinch a wee bit, right? Now that flinch, and you'll notice it, right, is the exact moment you should be attacking them, right? Take advantage of it, attack them. So just watch for that. Watch for them moving forward, and just say to them, "Fucking stay where you are." And you say that aggressively, like I said. Most people, it doesn't need to be swearing. It doesn't need to be any kind of legible sentence. You just need to shout, really, and most people will flinch slightly, right? Because they're not expecting it, right? And once they do that, you attack. Now, how you attack's up to you. I'll cover strikes in another principle, right? There's only so many strikes you can use, right? And only so many that you should use, to be honest, right? And I'll cover that in another principle, right? So that's pretty much it. When you're viewing them, you need to see them from head to toe, right? You have to keep at least 6 feet so you can see the top of their head to their feet. That should give you enough time to react if they move forward, right? If you happen to get caught out with that, then you're obviously focusing on something else. You maybe got tunnel vision or you're full of fear. Now I'll cover that as well. I'm going to cover this in, as far as fear goes and adrenaline goes, I'm going to cover this in one of the other principles today with mental toughness, right? I'm going to cover that in that. So if you're not sure about that, watch that when I upload it, right? And I'll cover that. I'll cover how to develop mental toughness and how to get your mind right. Okay? So don't worry about that at this stage. At this stage, you should be keeping the distance, 6 feet. View them from head to toe. As long as you can see the top of their head and the bottom of their feet, that you're a proper distance away. Right? If you're in a crowded place, well, it's different. You need to just judge it for yourself. You know, you just need to keep your wits about you as well, of course, right? So I'll leave it at that, and I'll talk about the next principle. And but I said keep your distance. Always keep your distance where it's possible. It's not always possible, but you need to keep distance. I don't care how good a fighter you are. I don't care how good your reflexes are. Distance gives you the time. And obviously, as you get older, your reaction time is going to be less. So you really need to get that distance or create that distance. Right? It's important. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.